Thanks, Scoots. Well, at least he's learned that I'm not MBK. I think maybe confusing one bid for another. But it's great that we have this awesome match. I mean, could we have asked for something better? We have, of course, a North American team coming up against Fnatic, Swedish team. It's just the clash of the continents. It's not something that anybody expected, but I'm frankly really happy about this.
Indeed, I think there's a huge build-up here with Fnatic and LDLC coming, from each side of the bracket, basically. But I know iBUYPOWER have done some serious homework on the European teams here, and they have the element of surprise as well. Obviously, they've been in a number of different tournaments in Europe, but for the most part, they're based in America. We've seen a lot of them. We've had the pleasure of watching all their matches in the American League. You can see the silverware that someone's going to win here. It's going to be hoisting above their head. So it's going to have a quick look at the iBUYPOWER players, and there's Steel, who's been the criminal mastermind of the IBP team so far this tournament. I know he's done a lot of research against his opponents here, and he's going to have some surprises for them coming up. We've seen some surprises already, basically. They're aiming to be as unpredictable as possible and just cause absolute mayhem, bedlam, havoc, and they've done that well so far, and they find themselves in the final versus Fnatic, arguably the strongest, most dangerous, vicious team here in Europe.
And yesterday they had a massive test of endurance, not just endurance, but just their focus was just on point. They never broke, they never doubted themselves, they never doubted what they put into practice. All that hard work that they went through, all the training that Steel subjected them to, and all the changes, they performed immaculately. And so now iBUYPOWER and Fnatic, we are facing off on Dust 2. It's a great start for the American side, but as I think Florian pointed out very well, they need a win here desperately.
This is going to be best of 5, guys, and I have one thing to say, and that is bring me the body bags. We have the 2 most dangerous AWPers, as the analysis team said there, in this game. And the way I feel like Fnatic are the stronger team here, generally speaking, but I think this best of 5 will come down to Skadoodle. If he can do what he does, like he is like probably my favorite player of the Americans. If he can do what he does, what he's been doing, excuse me, what he's been doing so far in this tournament, then I think we can't really predict a winner between these two sides. If Fnatic can stop him, then I think iBUYPOWER win.
The interesting thing about their Dust 2 style is that it relies so heavily on these scrimmy plays, as I think Steel, in Steel's own words. And well, we're into the pistol round, so enough of the theory. It's time to get the action going. Okay, iBUYPOWER kicking things off with already a 1 frag there, just stopping that rush. But there is a bit of a trade situation going on, 4 on 4, as they do make their way up on a short. They do have some good positioning, and Steel, the only man really on the site over at Graffiti, and iBUYPOWER not yet convinced exactly as to the direction of Fnatic's aggression, as we do see Fnatic now slowly making their way down, go for the drop down to CT spawn, and iBUYPOWER looking in trouble, but they're going to actually be able to hold on. If Steel can make these frags, he goes down to Olof. JW picks up one as well. That's going to be the bomb down for Fnatic, and Swag, he can't save it. It's going to be Fnatic with the pistol round here, and certainly a great result for the Swedes. iBUYPOWER are going to be struggling to get that economy together early in this match.
All right, so sorry, we had a pause coming in, but it's actually not needed, so ignore the chat there. We've solved that. Okay, so Fnatic 1 round up. We can see Steel going down toward long. He's going to get flashed by pronax, so he's going to have to retreat, and that's pretty much long in control of Fnatic at the moment. The bomb is still early A area, coming out into long now, so they have their options. However, iBUYPOWER do have short.
Here comes the push though. Smokes to cover. JW up on the site, in amongst the chaos, trying to find what he can. It is 1 man down for Fnatic so far. Make that 2 pronax to fall as well, but still just 2 players left. They are so weak for iBUYPOWER, but they put in so much damage, taking down JW as well. And flusha is going to be trying to make his way in with the grenade. Almost caught with that grenade in his hand, barely surviving. But same can be said for AZK. Easy finish there for flusha, as DaZeD is ready to try to do something with this AK-47. He knows that they're weak. They've already done so much damage. And DaZeD going to go in for some more. Looking for the angles, looking for the head to appear, but nothing given by Fnatic just yet. As DaZeD makes his way in, rounding the corner slowly. He knows they're there. 1 headshot's all he's asking for, but Fnatic will deny him. And another round goes to them, but it was a costly one.
That double peak was so synchronized. That was brilliant there by Fnatic. They were pretty much, they were all but guaranteed to win that 2v1 at the end there. So excellent play there by the Swedish team. And iBUYPOWER find themselves 2-0 down so far. We will see their buy round coming in the next round. So you can expect this one to go Fnatic's way. You can see JW not buying a primary rifle because he is saving for the AWP here.
So a tentative start now as Fnatic do worry that perhaps an aggression could be on the cards for iBUYPOWER, but so far it's not to be. They are stacking the B bomb site though. That is their plan of action. But that does rely upon Fnatic actually moving towards that site, and they are slowly working out what's safe, just checking the positions, finding the information, and they correctly make the right decision based off of that brilliant information gathering there from Fnatic to avoid the stack of iBUYPOWER. And iBUYPOWER, I mean, with those pistols, they pretty much didn't invest anything, so they might as well just go and try and do some damage. So this is going to be quite interesting now to see how actually they're going to try and attack Fnatic, who are pretty well set up, to say the least. You
can see they're going through the tunnel area because obviously going down B slope gives Fnatic the range advantage, and they want to be close up for the P250s. But we've got 3 of them in CT spawn at the moment, so it looks like they're going for exit frags rather than a retake. Steel does get a frag there, so that's going to be JW down, but once again, he only had armor and a C775 there, so minimal damage. He'll still be able to buy the AWP next round. And again, here come the exits now, but can pronax stop them? In fact, it seems they're not going to push. Don't want to give Fnatic the extra money there.
So this fine morning in Milan, Fnatic picked themselves up 3 rounds at the start of this best-of-5 grand finals for the FACEIT League, and iBUYPOWER in with a first buy. Skadoodle on the AWP.
Yeah, JW, in fact, didn't have the money. He had 5,100. I mean, pronax had the money, though, but they opted for only AKs here. So I think they're going for an economical play where potentially, if they win the round, they take Skadoodle's AWP.
Lots of flashes in there on long, but actually they're not really challenging it. And you can see iBUYPOWER reacting slightly there as the push comes out middle. AZK, is he ready? Taken down by JW for nothing. And iBUYPOWER now in a bit of trouble. Swag going to come in, gets 2 with DaZeD. Beautiful stuff there from iBUYPOWER, but still under pressure. Fnatic now occupy the bomb site. Bomb going to go down as the retake is going to be worked on.
Look at the radar. We can see one of the Fnatic players is outside the tunnels towards C spawn. He's expecting the flank from the apps, but there's nobody there in B halls for the CT, so he's a wasted player. This is a 3-on-2 now.
Let's see if they can capitalize on that. Fnatic are ready. Got KRiMZ up there by the big box on the plateau. And he's going to pop off the head of Skadoodle. And he gets another great engagement. flusha to take the frag, though, onto Steel. As KRiMZ finally goes down. But there's so much time killed. It's all on DaZeD, and DaZeD cannot come up with anything. Fnatic deliver another round. 4-0 now for them.
They weren't able to get to the AWP in time, so we will have JW, it seems, only on the CZ again. And we should take this moment to just point out that there's Kajbjer back on the controls, possibly best observer in history. Also good at the game as well, which is also important. He has been playing some matches for his new team while he's been here, so shout out to Kajbjer. Bit of a beast in all facets of this game indeed, and all for himself as well.
The JW, look at this again, finding that information, just pushing up short. He saw 3 players. Big information play there for Fnatic. It's going to really allow them to set up properly for any aggression that could come in there. Out middle, but Skadoodle in with 2 with a CZ. Beautiful result there. Goes for the spray down, but there's weapons up for grabs for iBUYPOWER. The bomb there as well. And things could all go wrong for Fnatic. They're down a man. And iBUYPOWER picked up one of the AKs. flusha in with the smokes. They're going to try to make it work. flusha with the spray, and he gets 2. iBUYPOWER now against 2. Great shots there from DaZeD. Oh, he actually dinks the last one. flusha and JW, 7 and 11 health respectively. DaZeD and Swag full on the health.
Fnatic are in serious trouble here. They've got combined 18 HP. There's no armor, though, on iBUYPOWER, so it's kind of even in that sense. Only an AK on DaZeD, Swag with the CZ. Although in this situation, basically the same gun.
Definitely, it's very, very tentative now from Fnatic. They know that they can't put a foot wrong. The first player they see has to be an instant kill.
They're going to be in a situation where they have to plant the bomb, which means only one person would be able to fire if it comes to that. It is going to be one person on each side, though, but anything can happen here.
Here we go. Swag is ready for this. All on Swag. Takes down flusha. 10 seconds left.
Bombs on the floor as well. This round is over.
He's going to make the push through. Winner gets the kill, but there's 4 seconds. There's not enough time to get the bomb down. And that's going to be the round there for iBUYPOWER. Beautiful stuff there. Skadoodle in with 2 key frags over on the double door push. And iBUYPOWER able to bring it back. They look desperate, but they are certainly going to be feeling good now.
Pronax going to have to drop for his team here. He does have 9,500. AWP is going to come out for JW, so we'll see if he can put that to work. Pronax, is he going to buy himself a gun? Indeed he is. So the Sugar Daddy here for the Swedish team in round 6. Going to keep them into this game. Full nades here for Fnatic as well.
So the first time we're going to see that AWP on JW. And they've actually voided middle, actually. No presence at all there for iBUYPOWER, as Fnatic do just go for the standard plays, working on that positioning, making sure they got all of the A house outside of short area and dark as well. Steel is a watchful man. The only man for iBUYPOWER. They are playing a 2-man setup there on short. Looks like it's going to be able to pick them up a kill, as pronax does look for that shot, that information. And iBUYPOWER take a nice little advantage. Fnatic are moving in now, slowly, perhaps for another repeat. With JW there, with hands on that AWP. Might just be the man to open up the round for Fnatic.
Well, they need to open it soon because there's almost half a minute left, and looks like they're going to go for the A push here, and there are going to be 3 CTs here to defend, and there's going to be some crazy crossfire going on as well, so they must heed this, because if this goes wrong for them, there's no room for error. If the bomb
all on Skadoodle now with the AWP that he's smoked off completely. They've dealt with him. DaZeD though, 2 huge frags. Skadoodle, great peek there as well, and AZK picks one up on the back. Beautiful hold there from iBUYPOWER. A last-ditch attempt from Fnatic, not going to deliver. And iBUYPOWER with 2 now, breaking the bank of Fnatic, slowly but surely.
iBUYPOWER are in a monster truck, and Fnatic just got rolled. It's a jumble sale time. Car boot sale for Fnatic. We've got a few guns, a few flashbangs, whatever they can find coming out right now. We've got Skadoodle playing these Smiths tactics with the flashbangs, but it is going to be a matchmaking B rush here from Fnatic.
Lots of pistols, lots of CZs in play. They get a first quick frag. Swag in a lot of trouble right now. Going to be able to pick off 2, but is it going to be enough? They do grab his M4. There's going to be in there. The bomb should be able to go down. There's the shot, Skadoodle. Great opening with the AWP there. DaZeD even picking up some damage through the crate. And iBUYPOWER slowly making their way in. They've got Steel coming in from upper tons. It's all on him now. Both of his teammates just got taken out. In comes Steel. That's 1. There's 1 more to find. In goes the grenade. Surely. There it is. And KRiMZ goes down. Steel gets the defuse, but it was a very costly round. Just barely able to find the C4 behind the player's body. And that was so costly there for iBUYPOWER. And Fnatic got the bomb down. They already had a lot of bank behind that. That's a big result for the Swedes.
Indeed. Important points to note here is the money on the CT side and the fact that Steel saved that AWP. Now, they've got a second one coming out for Swag as well. So he may be going to the B bomb site with that, but we need to keep an eye on their money, because if Fnatic can't keep Skadoodle off an AWP, then things may get difficult for them. It is 3-4, so Fnatic still have a 1-round lead, but they're in another situation where if they lose this round, they'll broke once again. Oh, look at that. Swag standing on people's head. No respect there, but it will pay off for them possibly if he gets the frag.
Yeah, they did work that out, I think. So this is risky. We've seen this all the time from them. They're playing so loose and they're taking a lot of risks. iBUYPOWER. This is kind of the new style that they've been bringing to this tournament. A style that was able to effectively tackle LDLC into the ground, but not without trouble. And Fnatic are taking this really slow now.
Seems both teams just admiring the doors around us too at the moment. Have been changed from wooden doors. There was some insane wall banging once they made adjustments. Had to put the metal ones in. Skadoodle going to try and get that early shot off the boxes on short. So playing different angles to previous matches here. Both teams will be aware that the other teams will be doing research, looking at demos from this tournament as well. So they're going to play a little bit different. This is a common spot for Skadoodle though, but there's not much you can do about it because he's protected by those boxes.
And this A push will be deadly because they got 3 on B at the moment. iBUYPOWER 3 men on the B.
But look where the bomb is. It looks like it might be a mid to B push here, and you can see Fnatic they're gonna try and aim for the window. AZK with a sneaky spot though, but he will be exposed.
Here he goes, does take down the first frag, and they're too distracted. He's got teammates all over this. Great defense there. olofm able to pick one off, but with only 6 points of health remaining, it's certainly going to be very difficult for him to even get out of this position. The smoke is going to help massively. Going to pick up the AWP and try to save it.
He's going to pick up the AWP and
Skadoodle. What do you think he's going to try? Well, okay, the time's going to run. They're not close enough to try to take him down, but pretty nice stuff here. I'm quite I'm quite pleased for iBUYPOWER that they were able to actually reverse momentum, because at the start it was looking really scary. Now they seem to, it almost looks like what was happening against LDLC on their CT setups. They make these like really good reads on where to position.
Indeed. And also important to note that the CTs are changing their general setup again. You saw last round they had 3 towards the B site. This round we've got 3 towards the A site. So Fnatic will find it difficult to find repetitive behavior to exploit. Now we have, see, the previous round Skadoodle was playing on A site, boosted onto the boxes, getting an early pick. Now he's up front and personal with backup from an M4 as well. So how do you prepare for this? Look how passive Fnatic are at the moment. They've got one person in tunnels to make sure they don't get flanked. Other than that, they're all top mid.
Yeah,
because they're afraid of the push.
They may even be expecting middle presence from iBUYPOWER, but it's just not there again. It's so many mix-ups. And Skadoodle now in with a great position to take a shot and fall back if he meets trouble. But
how
AZK,
do Fnatic retake control of this map? I mean, they're not going to be aware that they're up against 2 AWPs just yet. But once they are, that's going to make things harder for them as well. So they're going to throw a fake there, try and push a rotate from the CTs, but there will be no rotate. They're standing solid at the moment. Going
to go for the B split. It looks like AZK going to find himself in a challenging position. Does fall back actually onto the B bomb site. So that's quite an interesting move. So lots of movement, because of lots of threat from Fnatic, but they've yet to actually go in for the execute. Slowly it makes its way in though, as flusha is the point man here, looking for that entry. Oh, olofm's going to be the one to find it. The return does come, refragging like crazy. There's 3 in a row there for iBUYPOWER, as now JW's left after the dust settles, and he's not able to really put much together. He's got the bomb on his back and 9 seconds to work with. JW, well, Fnatic, they killed so much time in that round and left themselves without any option.
Indeed, a small victory there for JW at the end. No AWP once again for Fnatic. Let's look at the money here, and again they are broke. It is another car boot sell here for Fnatic. Gonna have to sell the family China to buy some weapons here, or maybe they eco for the next round. Are gonna buy some CZ to support the AK. Actually, flusha's got a buy as well, so it looks like a bit of a force buy here from Fnatic. Gonna try and get in as much economic damage as possible. Running 2 AWPs can be really expensive for iBUYPOWER, but Fnatic are not getting the frags to make it expensive.
Looks like they're going to go for a quick push onto that short. Skadoodle on the side actually might just get himself caught off guard. Has to connect the shots. Going to whip the first one. Does connect a second. In goes the grenade. Skadoodle has to pull out the pistol. Oh, Skadoodle gets 2 great USB headshots, close range, and iBUYPOWER now in a 2-on-2 thanks to flusha coming in onto DaZeD. Swag in with the AWP, and he gets the shot. There it is. iBUYPOWER managed to secure a round. It looked great for them initially thanks to Skadoodle, but Fnatic, they go down fighting and kicking, screaming, and they will bring you to the brink every time.
That was a huge round for Fnatic. Despite losing it, they killed all but 1 person. Now look at the money on the CTs. Their money is broken. If they lose this round, they are screwed.
And we have a mid-presence now from iBUYPOWER, just light.
Look at the aggressive push on long. They've gone straight out the double doors. Maybe they were expecting an eco, or they just had the setup. They smoked the corner actually, so that will force these CTs to push back. Nobody in pit for the CTs as well, still playing the angle on the car, but if once they catch him out, he will be stuck, but Skadoodle's going to give him some cover and wipe out 2 people on long.
That's a brilliant start there for iBUYPOWER once again. Fnatic struggling now. olofm's in the pit, but they don't really need to go for the challenge. They haven't lost position either, so Fnatic, the ones needing to take a risk, take a chance to try to open up the round again. They're making their way up short, and it is smoked off currently.
With limited players remaining, they have to push short because Olof has got long, which means they can have a 2-pronged attack onto the site. That's their only hope to win this round right now.
And DaZeD on position. Skadoodle below short as well. It's not going to be a very happy, friendly, welcoming entry for them. iBUYPOWER now so ready for this. They know it's coming. Here it goes. DaZeD able to pick up the first one. Trade coming in from flusha, and it's just that 1-by-1 trades until, well, iBUYPOWER, they just had too many men. And they will go 7-4 now. Looking really good on the CT side, and Fnatic yet to show us a great answer for what iBUYPOWER have been bringing to the table.
They are looking pretty solid at the moment. iBUYPOWER. We have a 4-man push towards the B tunnel from Fnatic at the moment.
Oh, great pre-nade there. Swag with the peek. Oh, he's going to detect the rush immediately, and that Molotov beautifully placed. That's going to force them to be so low. It's just gutting them completely on the entry, and Fnatic going down very quickly in that one.
So let's look at the money here for Fnatic. 2 ecos in recent rounds there for them, and they're still broke. Look at the money on the CT side. Double AWPs, but Swag has got 12k in the bank. Skadoodle's got 7k. AZK is AZ7k. So, you know, iBUYPOWER are going to be playing strong for a while here.
Oh, definitely. They've got a lot of comfort, and we know what they do with comfort and money. They're going to get challenged, though. Steal on long. They managed to pick up a nice entry. Pronax taking him down. KRiMZ going to be able to take down Skadoodle, but it's 1 for 1 for 1, and now it's a 2-on-2. Fnatic not yet with the bomb able to get fully onto the site. flusha's cleared it, though, and he will be able to make the plant. He's got a healthy choice of plant options as well. Going to choose behind that crate there on the site. And iBUYPOWER now trying to use the time, just try to synchronize and attack together. But in fact, DaZeD's going to find himself getting picked off very early by KRiMZ. So a very difficult situation for Swag, and he's going to just try to see what he can get done. See you up there, scoped in every nook and cranny, being checked by Swag. Graffiti, the site below, going to switch out for the M4. The time is running, and he has to go now. Basically, here it is, spraying away. flusha picks up the kill, and a beautiful round from Fnatic. Just such simple, like great fundamentals of Counter-Strike coming in from the Swedish side.
But they're still broke. 2 people living there for Fnatic. You can see Skadoodle, Swag made the option to, he took the option to try and keep them on site, try to kill them so they don't take those guns into the next round, knowing that their economy is going to be bad. flusha does get flashed through to long, and you can see AZK and Steel both get flashed and have to retreat, but AZK rips flusha's head off in a trade frag as flusha took out Steel.
So this is a really interesting situation now. It's a 4-on-4. We do have quite a lot of time left in the round, and Fnatic have middle. They can do pretty much anything they want. Looks like they might be flirting with the idea of going for this B split, just moving through middle, getting through tunnels onto that B site. But JW going to find himself some legs. Oh, kneecapping AZK. That's going to take him out. And Fnatic now with a two-man advantage. Interesting. One-man advantage.
We saw no rotation there from the CTs. We saw Fnatic get the pick and get the hell out of dodge straight away. But there was no rotation from the CT, so they know, it's like they know Fnatic are going to run away after getting that frag, so there's no need for them to reposition. But eventually DaZeD does go down to the CT area. Going to peek for the smoke as well, but there's still no push here from Fnatic. We'll take down Olof, and after 3-on-3 with still no bomb site breach.
And Swag, oh, he's not going to get a single one. Beautiful stuff there from KRiMZ, wins that 1-on-1. That puts Fnatic to a great chance at winning this round now. DaZeD through the smoke, just goes for it, and he cannot spot a single head. KRiMZ is going to take him out. Great round from him. The entry, the defense, and now Skadoodle is going to be making his way through tunnels. But he's got JW. He surely has no idea. And this is going to be an easy shot. He's actually looking for that, but JW is a bit too quick. Better angle. And Fnatic coming back into this match.
It is the last round of the first half, and these frags are coming in like it's a brutal CS deathmatch server. The trades are coming in so fast that it's keeping both teams low on money now after a good start here from iBUYPOWER following the first 3 rounds. And that always makes a good game, I find. When decisions have to be made about what you buy, etc.
Decisions have to be made.
Exactly. It's Obama time. Assisted by Robin Thicke.
Oh, excellent. Thanks for that.
You're most welcome. Still only with a 5-7 here in the last round.
Can't believe you get Obama and I get Robin Thicke.
Hey man, someone said Obama and Beyonce, right? So which one would you prefer?
Well, Swag is going to move in for an aggression here, looking at all the angles, doesn't know where flusha is, he grabs the kill, but look at that support there. They've played this setup a few times.
Look where the bomb is.
And that bomb indeed in the tunnels. So iBUYPOWER could be fast on the approach. They've got a man quite pushed on long who could also go for the flank. So lots of options for the retake.
Important thing is they saw 2 CTs on the B site, so the A site has to come in fast, but Skadoodle's in position to take them out.
Great first entry there. Second shot from a Skadoodle. Does this man miss something? I don't know. About to find out now. Another shot fired off, but his teammates have come in now. He's delayed long enough to make it a 3-on-1. KRiMZ is going to chuck in a nade, but still it's only going to glance off on him, and that bomb not in the best of positions for KRiMZ. 1-on-3 though. Going to find himself a bit of an angel. Does take down Steel, but AZK for the cover. And Skadoodle always looking so good on those situations.
At the scoreboard, and we can see Skadoodle is top fragging. This is what I'm talking about. If they can't keep Skadoodle out of the game, then this is what's going to happen. It's going to be a close game. If they can shut him down, then Fnatic can take it. But the problem is, iBUYPOWER have they've just finished the more expensive side of this map, 9-6. So it's going to be even harder for them to shut him down on the T side as well, where they're generally speaking going to have more funds available to them than the CTs might.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be harder as well for iBUYPOWER, where they find the CT side for them is something that they thrive on, despite being a bit more difficult. We can see how well that they've developed their CT game. They've got so many facets to it. The way that they've run so many different setups, so many different aggressions, they really have put a lot of thought into it. It's going to be beautiful to take a deeper look and demos later on. But we're into the pistol round now. iBUYPOWER 9 on the T side, 6 for Fnatic. Now running the CT on this on the second half, and iBUYPOWER just setting up with some basic mid control at the moment.
You can see both teams have 4 members carrying armor. KRiMZ is carrying the defuse kit for the Fnatic side. He is on the B bomb site at the moment, so we'll have to keep an eye on him if he falls and where he falls, and if that kit will be available to Fnatic later on, should they need it. We've got a P250 for Skadoodle.
So pronax is in a great position here on the site with the pistol. He's going to be put to the test now, as this, or at least actually they are kind of drifting back again. It's iBUYPOWER not really 100% convicted. Oh, there it is. Still with the drop. They're faking it up. Brilliant stuff there, but they have to execute onto the frags. You have 2 men on the site now for Fnatic, as iBUYPOWER make their way on. flusha in the back of the site, good tags, does get the kill, but there's 2 more coming in from iBUYPOWER, looking much better on this entry. Steel now delaying constantly in CT spawn, they can't get past him, and DaZeD going to take down pronax. Olofmeister finding Steel, finally making their way through CT spawn, but how much time did Steel buy them? In comes JW now from the upper dark, just trying to tag away, but all these angles held by the Americans, certainly going to be difficult to deal with, as we do have the bomb way too far ticked, no kit on JW, and no hope to win this pistol round. There it is, JW finds himself the fight, maybe can pick up an extra $300 here, and it's not to be. Swag finds the frag, and that's a beautiful start there from iBUYPOWER. What a lovely execution of that strategy.
Indeed, if they don't get ecoed here, then we're looking at 12-6 here. We're looking at Fnatic having half the score that iBUYPOWER have, and it's going to be very, very hard for them to get back into the map. And thanks to the MS Paint of Cadian, we're going to see that flusha and Olof have the double scout coming out here. Let's see if they're playing the but it looks like they're not playing the same positions. Often you're seeing these days with the double scout, they play in the same positions, try and get double tags here. Looks like they're going to play solo for the time being, and as we may see a peek shortly here in mid from iBUYPOWER. In fact, they will smoke him off, so that is going to make him useless for the time being.
So it's all going to be about how well they figure out what's happening from Fnatic and how well they play against it. Let's see if iBUYPOWER can make themselves a good start to this one. Already spotting the scout on flusha, that's going to tell them a lot. Now, how do they adjust to this? Fnatic now just waiting for those shots still, playing passively.
They only have 1 smoke, which Steel is just thrown somewhere. The push does seem to be coming through to the A site now.
Here we go, pronax around the corner, finds himself the kill onto Steel. That's a scout he finds. In he goes to the CZ, that's a great tag there. Good damage done, 4 versus 2 though. And they really need to pull out more damage to make this investment really worthwhile in any sense. The whole point of this investment was to keep the money down in iBUYPOWER, but they've only lost 1 man. In is Swag on the stairs there for sure. Gonna chase down KRiMZ. How does he survive that? Well, either way, iBUYPOWER looking quite good now. And Fnatic, what do they need to do here? It's very hard being now on the reactive side, the CTs.
Indeed. I think they may be forced to have some kind of extreme aggression, LDLC style here, but they don't have the French Rambo in tow. They do, however, have JW, who is arguably just as dangerous. We know he likes to just run around and shoot people in the face, and that's always a good thing to have on your team. But first, they need the economy, and they don't have it yet.
And so far, it's looking good for that that situation where Florian's talking about the order of the maps is looking, looks great for Fnatic. It really puts the pressure on iBUYPOWER to win Dust 2, to give themselves that chance to get through Mirage and Inferno and make their way to the nuke. They need to get to nuke, and so far they're doing a good job in this Dust 2 match, but there's still plenty of time for Fnatic. 11-6 to score now as we see the boost coming in to check over towards short.
Swedish Lego blocks.
And it's not gonna find anything just yet. Look how passive iBUYPOWER are.
I think you should try and stand on.
I would be really really high up.
We could call it DDK on head. It would be like shoe on head, but DDK instead of a shoe.
DDK on head. What would I do when I'm up there?
I don't know. Read a book.
Read a book at high altitudes.
I am 6'4" after all.
And here we go. Going to see the execute now from iBUYPOWER. They're going to go in. Smoke down. That's a beautiful smoke there. Going to block off vision from CT spawn. Steel's waiting them to come out. He knows it's going to happen, but they make the entry. Great stuff from flusha. But against the arsenal being carried by iBUYPOWER at the moment, the true firepower of these AKs and Galils, it's hard to compete with these measly pistols. Swag with a great angle. Look at this. They don't even check for his position. Spraying him down like nobody's business.
So calm as well. No panic there at all, like we saw in the top 5 highlights in the bonus clips, but just pure annihilation there from Swag.
That LDLC match, the LDLC iBUYPOWER match, that just showed so much character and told you so much about iBUYPOWER and what they're capable of. That was that match. I still think about it. I was thinking about it last night. Still think about it now. But Fnatic, they're up against that now.
3-man push here from Fnatic. You often see this on CT teams on Dust 2, just to get the initial control of long. Then they will leave 1.5 people there and head back towards the A site. So again, you have iBUYPOWER showing presence, top mid, tunnels. Going to try and stop the flank here from Fnatic, but that may come in later rounds, as first they need to get their economy going, but they don't have that much space to do it. Again, iBUYPOWER 4 rounds away from victory on the first map of this best of 5 here.
Definitely, and they're occupying short at the moment, looking like they want a quick bust. That bomb picked up JW in position with the M4 to deflect any aggression. There's a quick peek now, going to spot a lot of players, and here goes the Molly as well. And are they going to commit to this? So far, they've been a bit tricksy, but it looks like they are going in now. They drop one player who's sprinting to crossover. Steel goes down, though, and Swag is going to make his way in. The lone survivor up there, trying to get an entry there. Punches open the A bomb site for that bomb to be ferried over by Skadoodle. Skadoodle ready to get that plant down. There it is, a 1-on-3 now. Skadoodle on the scout. Not sure if he can really find another weapon. Those jump shots for days. All the harassment there.
That's a key round for Fnatic. They won with 3 players, which is important for them because I think 2 players would make a significant difference to their economy. Still not going to be good. You saw at the beginning of that round, they had very limited grenades. So this is a huge, very important victory here for Fnatic. We may see a FAMAS or 2. I'm not sure how they're going to use their money. In fact, they'll manage to spread it out and get the M4s as well, and the grenades. 4 players with defuse kits, flusha with no helmets, Skadoodle with the AWP.
Just 4 more rounds now to be found by iBUYPOWER to just close this one out on Dust 2, bring themselves to the next map. And quick middle control. Again, the 3-man initial control of A long from Fnatic.
You can see he's lining up his smoke grenade with the corner of the window there, which will throw the smoke grenade into into the CT spawn area, which completely covers the window. AZK going to get a smoke frag there. There's a little gap in the bottom left corner. We do have a passive position, as Caden was pointing out on the map. In T-spawn, just keeping an eye for potential flanks from the CTs. Yeah,
and olofm is on position. He's alone, though. There's not really quick support for him either. There's a man over at long, but the angle's going to be so difficult that olofm, you know, for what it's worth, is just pretty much alone. And he's going to have to come out huge if they do go for the challenge. They're up a man. They just want to work out exactly what to attack just yet. They know they've delayed enough to force Fnatic to kind of split up their defense, and you're not going to see olofm getting reinforced with JW now, which is definitely going to help now that this push comes up short. There is the grenade over. olofm, some great picks. JW too as well. Beautiful result now for Fnatic. Absolutely excellent stuff on the defense. Completely just cutting iBUYPOWER down. They can't set a foot on the site. And Swag going to swap out, bring up that AWP and try to get the save going as he falls back. And let's see if he's able to keep it alive. I mean, Fnatic know that they've got the bomb. They know that Swag has no chance to plant that. And there's a lot of value in trying to get the frag right now on Swag. There's a spot, but they're not going to be able to have enough time. And 12-8 now, Fnatic are climbing back, and we're seeing the money is struggling now for the Americans.
Indeed it is. It'll be interesting to see if they go for the eco here. Looking at the frag board, we have Steel, pronax, olofm, still sub 10 kills at the moment. AZK just hanging in there on the balance with exactly 1-0. 10 in their bag, and still going to be on a CZ75 at the moment. Curious to see what kind of play they go here. It's 2 rounds we've seen them smoke CT spawn and then still jumps off short into CT spawn. Raises hell in that area. But for now, we may see the mid to B as well. It's more close quarters then going short to A. So we'll see what they can do. Skadoodle with AWP again.
Worth 2 here for Fnatic. And it's so tense now in the start of this this best of 5 grand final in Milan, live at Milan Games Week. We do have, once again, a lot of players towards short, looking for perhaps a bit of a peak, if not just the pressure, just to find out what's going on over on 8.
Interestingly, we haven't seen any massively aggressive plays just yet from Fnatic. Still being quite passive, but they have a number of people coming towards long and a very aggressive positioning from pronax.
Pronax could just ruin their day. Sitting there on the angle. This is not something you expect. This is a very unusual and orthodox angle. Going to have to play to his reactions. Can actually just underhand a flashbang through the smoke and fall back. So going a bit passively now, and not going to see what would have happened with that position. But regardless, they go in. Pronax drops to the floor, and the rest of the lineup for Fnatic are in tatters right now. So 4 on 2. We got a team kill on today's. Well done, AZK. And that's not going to help them out too much, or rather help Fnatic out too much. The bomb is going to go down. They've got great off-the-plant positions. Fnatic, they know it. They're going to fall back, try to save what they can. And this is so key for iBUYPOWER. Their money is not looking good at all. They pick up an extra AWP as well. And Fnatic definitely back against the ropes again.
I think we should have a rule for future LANs where if a team does a team kill, they have to down a pint of Peroni after the finals.
Yeah. Was it? I think it was Skadoodle. I think they got AZK. It's like a ruthless shot. I think it was yesterday in a match against LDLC. That was pretty good. Oh no, was it? Was it? I'm not sure. I think it actually may have been the John Wick Invitational. But regardless,
shout outs to John Wick.
Shout outs to John Wick.
Shout outs to
Don't mess with his dog.
No. Or kill it.
Or
specifically.
Yeah, specifically don't kill the dog.
Don't kill his dog or anyone else's dog. Or any dogs, even if they don't have owners. Let's move on from dog murder now. 13 rounds in the bag here for iBUYPOWER. Just with 8 for Fnatic. Fnatic are in trouble now. We do have the trade kills coming in.
Oh, Olof with the leg. Oh, can't finish it off. And that was a big gamble. Almost paid off. Almost. Skadoodle in, stealing. And that's just flusha and KRiMZ to try to pick up the pieces. And KRiMZ is over by middle. And this is again another really awkward situation where they're just like, well, what can I do? I
just want to say here, while KRiMZ tries to save this rifle, the crowd in Italy, it's like a tennis crowd at Wimbledon. Like when they see 6 plays, you can hear them applauding in our microphones. It's really brilliant. Must be a nice atmosphere out there today. KRiMZ will take down Swag, and just want to quickly look at the money here on the remaining players to see. Oh, that's going to be a meaty nade.
Oh! Pops off in his face. And KRiMZ, oh no, he's getting assaulted from 2 sides. Oh, KRiMZ. Oh no, he can't keep himself alive. But look at the health there, 16, 10, 6. iBUYPOWER bleeding out there. 14 to 8, they're close now. They're coming very close, and this should be a free one.
I'm waiting for the first Sunday roast. This is Sunday. I'm waiting for the Sunday roast. I want the chickens, the stuffing. I want gravy, potatoes, broccoli, all the trimmings, baby.
I think you came to the wrong place. You came to a LAN, James, and you're expecting Sunday roast.
Hey, I had lasagna for like lunch, breakfast. Do they have Sunday roast in Italy?
I don't know actually.
What do you mean you don't know? You were here for like a year and a half.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know, James.
You ate pot noodle?
I never, sorted out.
You ate pot noodle, didn't you?
No, definitely not. But I never looked for front Sunday roast.
This man, DDK, is like a health freak, right? He loves his chicken breast. He comes to the studio with like chicken and stuff. First day here, he buys refrigerated burgers.
Hey, man. I'm not going to try to defend myself.
There's no comeback, is there?
No, not really.
There's no defense.
No defense. All right, well, they're going to make their way in. And so far, it does look pretty easy for them. I mean, there's a couple of P250s in play, but it's largely going to be shut down quite easily for iBUYPOWER, and it's going to be the match point picked up really easily. And Fnatic do have a chance to bring this back. I mean, we've seen that iBUYPOWER necessarily aren't always going to be able to close things out as quickly as possible. LDLC able to win. I mean, they went 12-3 in that LDLC iBUYPOWER game, and then they lost like 10 in a row. So, and I mean, the same for LDLC. That, you know, iBUYPOWER sitting on match point for a good 10 rounds against on Dust 2 against LDLC. So definitely wouldn't count Fnatic out yet. They're going to be on the bite.
Wow.
And
Swag finished that round with 96 HP. Everyone else had 100.
Clean. Clinical.
Clean.
Got the bleach out for that one.
Double AWPs again here for iBUYPOWER. And we have a 2-man short push coming out for Fnatic. So again, here comes the aggression finally from Fnatic. The aggression that they have been notorious for, dangerous for. The most lethal Swedes in the game at the moment. But it's a bit late in the day now in this first game.
Great pick there, and JW going to be distracted from lower dark as he does get picked off. Oh my god, they're falling like dominoes. And iBUYPOWER, they win that round in like 20 seconds. That was a full buy. Fnatic not able to even put the slightest of fights into that last round. And you can see there, iBUYPOWER, they look completely elated. That's a great start, but they know it's going to be a long road to the victory here. Indeed,
that was a super solid match here for iBUYPOWER. And they are the guys, they are the guys who people talk about and say, you know, they're flying over here, they're not going to do anything, and they're going to fly away again. And it seems that's not the case, guys. They have beaten some of the strongest teams in Europe to get to this point, and they have put in a really solid performance in the first game. And again, we did say if they can't stop Skadoodle, Fnatic, they're going to be in trouble here. And that's exactly, they couldn't stop him. They never got their economy off the ground on the CT side, Fnatic, and iBUYPOWER just won too many rounds.
And now they've given themselves a really good shot at bringing themselves at least to all 5 maps, because, well, at least 4 maps, because they've got Nuke now. They can, even if they lose 2, they get to Nuke, and that's what they needed. Now is a real big test. And they're going through Mirage, going through Inferno. That's going to be Fnatic's home territory. They're going to feel really strong there. We saw a great Inferno from iBUYPOWER yesterday, but Fnatic's a very different team, So we'll have to see what they have to bring to the table on that one. But the decider map will be, if it's necessary, the 5th map will be Cache. So that's another map we know that iBUYPOWER are great on. So it's just these 2 maps now they've got to deal with.
Yeah, you also have to wonder, while Fnatic are a very dangerous team and they are beasting pretty much all the European teams at the moment, we did miss a clash from LDLC, but that's beside the point at the moment. There is a relative unfamiliarity. I mean, we've had so many leagues in recent memory. They've been playing these inside week in, week out, but they've been separate, so they don't have the individual experience versus the individuals as they might otherwise do. All
right, so guys, we have analysts for this, so we're going to throw you over to Scoots. And I think also Red will be joining the casting very soon as well, so you got that to look forward to. So, well, Scoots, take it away.
Thank you, DDK and James. So, again, iBUYPOWER did exactly what they needed to do. It was their map pick. They win it convincingly. Skadoodle does exactly what he needs to do as his top team opper. Initial thoughts on that map?
I mean, iBUYPOWER looked really strong. They played very well. All of them were hitting shots. We criticized pronax a little bit for his leadership there on Twitter during that game. It seemed like what he usually tries to do is like Duncan said, he over-relies on trying to read the other team's setups. Well, iBUYPOWER doesn't have fancy setups. They just play their spots and they hit their shots. So what are you going to do? Fnatic had no actual executes to counter how iBUYPOWER were playing. They got out-aimed a couple times, some bad luck here and there maybe, but I mean, they just got outplayed on that map. There's no other way to put it.
Do you believe in miracles, Scoots? It's begun.
I learned at DreamHack, our first major, not to like wave the flags too much, right? A, it jinxed them, and B, I look like a jerk. So, I mean, again, they did what they had to do. I think they still have a very long road ahead of them. I mean absolutely.
I said, like, if they were going to avoid like embarrassment, they had to win this map. This was a must-win. Like, of all these maps, yeah, they look strong on Inferno. Fnatic's an incredible Inferno team. This was the best chance. You have to win this one. Now it opens some potential. Still a lot of work to be done. Mirage is next. That's the map they've been banning all the time. I'm not that certain. The main thing I think it answered in map 1 is one thing I didn't mention in the intro is the biggest worry for me was, what if iBUYPOWER played above their level on the other 2 days, and then now they're going to fall flat. Now they're going to come back to earth, and we're not even going to get a match above like their form against Fnatic's form. Actually, they've played exactly the same level they played on those other 2 days. And as Tommy was saying there, actually, it kind of highlighted a flaw that Fnatic have. Fnatic, a bit like LDLC, are a bit weaker on some of their T-sides, actually. It feels like what they get away with is they just have such skilled players and players that have a lot of freedom, that they can brute force things. And the key with all the Fnatic lineups, ever since they won DreamHack Winners, since they got pronax in the lineup, has been that his skill is to read the opponent. And so by reading exactly where to go, it makes his terrorist side look really good, look really awesome, because he's going to exactly the weak point all the time. The downside of that is when they get into trouble, like he's not reading it correctly, or he just doesn't know what to do, they're not a team who can fall back on like the classic style of CS, which is like, okay, we have these 3 tactics, we've run them a million times, we know this works here, just execute it. You saw there, Fnatic had nothing to do on T-side. They just literally were in a rut, and it's amazing they got out with 6 rounds actually. I thought maybe that could be enough, but then iBUYPOWER, you can tell, the thing about their Dust 2 is their T-side, I think you have to play them a few times before you understand what they're doing. Like, it seems really strange when you're playing against it. Like, all they did there is do lots and lots of catwalk attacks, and yet Fnatic could never get a setup that could stop it. Usually that's the easiest attack in the game to stop, actually. You play more passively, you play your all profit. They couldn't figure out anything there, so props to iBUYPOWER mainly, but I want to see if that can continue into Mirage.
Yeah. Anything to add to that?
Well, I mean, that pretty much sums up Dust 2. The only thing I wanted to say is, I mean, Mirage is Fnatic's best map in this series. So the next map is going to be really tough for the Americans, but at the same time, I mean, I wouldn't be too worried if iBUYPOWER just got trashed on Mirage, because that's expected of, right? So,
but
I mean...
Here's the thing, here's the upside. If they were to somehow steal Mirage, then since Inferno is the other strongest map for them, that actually then opens a chance for them to win this series. I was thinking they can't win this series, so this next map will decide to me if they have a chance.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to rule them out even if they lose Mirage. I fully expect them to just get rolled 16-5 or worse on Mirage unless they win both pistols. That wouldn't surprise me at all. So, I mean, the next map, I mean, we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'm proven wrong and it's not nearly as one-sided as I think, but I mean, I think it'll still come down to the last 3 maps.
Shifting topics a little bit, we didn't get a chance, I wanted to bring it up in pregame, but we had to get going. You tweeted yesterday about the dominance of the CT side of pretty much all the top teams, and obviously the opposite being their T side. And then we were talking a little bit about like why. Yeah. And obviously in this game versus old versions of Counter-Strike, the smokes are way more effective, you know, especially online and offline, no 16-bitting, none of those kind of things. And now you've got the Molotovs that can also slow down any sort of rush. Yeah. You know, a B rush can have a smoke, stop the first part, second guy drops a smoke, and you're almost a minute in of not being able to get in that site. Thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, one thing I just want to say before Duncan gets to this, and I actually think at this tournament, I wanted to check it, but I'm running too low on battery to do so. I wanted to check, but I really think this tournament has had even stronger CT sides than normal. Like, this tournament has been super CT dominant. But something I wanted to add there is that I think the fact that we talked about this on day one, the fact that Scout is so good on the second round buys and the CZ is just so powerful, I think that makes the CT sides even more dominant in Go. I think that's actually a bigger thing than the smokes and all that other stuff. I think all the other stuff you can work around, because if in the past, if you were able to win the terrorist side pistol, that would sometimes just tilt any map to a completely terrorist domination. Like, we'd even see like 12-3 score lines on T side of Inferno. But these days, it's so tough to ever go up 3-0 on T side. And even then, even if you keep breaking the CT's money, they might just win save rounds. Because save rounds with CZs are just so easy to win on certain maps that I think that's actually the really big thing that really makes the CT sides favorable these days. Yeah,
from a game perspective, ignoring players and teams, like you nailed some of the points there. Counter smokes are incredibly strong in the game. So when you see a smoke coming in, you counter smoke yourself, and now terrorists don't want to run blind through and not have any way to even spot where you are. Then you add in some of the weapons. First of all, the CZ, I think actually, obviously it favors both sides on ecos, but crucially, if you were on an eco on a CT side of a map, it's very hard to get anything to work with that, because enemies can attack a point, come back, go another point. Usually, you're supposed to lose most of your ecos on the CT side, but we see a lot of, you see L.D.L.C, Fnatic, they're winning a lot of these CT ecos with CZs. Then you can add in the Scout, now you've got a weapon you can force spy and sometimes get kills with. But actually, I think on top of that, the game's already set up like that to maybe favor CT, but also at the moment, the current top teams are teams that actually are just CT dominant. And if you look at them like Fnatic, L.D.L.C, who else would we say? Maybe Virtus.pro. Dignitas, obviously. Some of these teams, they're loaded with skilled players. They have incredibly high skill ups, so they're going to dominate CT side, which is a lot of individual play. But because they're so skill-based, they don't have like set roles on every single player on T side. Like, they execute is always this guy first and this guy third. They play a lot looser, and so as a result, when you play that looser style, you're not going to have as many, you're not going to be able to grind as many T rounds. So I think it's a mixture of the two. It's the game, but also we've just got a glut of teams at the top at the moment who are very CT sided in terms of their strengths as teams. You know, if we had teams like Titan here, if Virtus.pro were at their peak, then it'd balance it out a bit, but at the moment we don't. And obviously Nip also used to be a great T-side team. Again, they've fallen off a bit, so it's a bit of both. It's a game and it's like the scene of who's at the top.
Sure.
And something to add, I just don't think there's that many good in-game leaders in CS:GO.
No,
I mean, Existence, and you were giving them a lot of praise over the last couple of days when you talked about it. I mean, Titan's an incredible terrorist side team, even though they don't have nearly as much skill as some of the teams here.
Yeah.
But Existence is just a good leader. He comes up with creative strats, creative tactics rather, different things to run. And some of these teams, unlike Titan, they just run the most basic things and they just hope to out-aim their opponents. And when someone like iBUYPOWER catches fire, I mean, it's just really tough to beat that if you don't have any actual tactics to fall back on.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. All right, gentlemen, thank you. Just a little housekeeping note for you guys. We are going to take an extended break today. Obviously, you're all well aware that we've got another stage right next to our stage. At 2 o'clock, which is in a matter of moments, they're going to have about a half an hour of really loud, crazy stuff, much like yesterday. So to avoid that, for the players' benefit, we're just going to take an extended break, and we're going to come back at 2:30 our time, because that's supposed to take about a half an hour.